I don't know if I've had this one yet. I don't think I have. All right. Announced by the award-winning distiller, Maryland's own Sagamore Spirit, the sherry finish rye whiskey is here. This one follows up the limited release of a sherry finish in 2019, with Sagamore Spirit's team of distillers setting out to bring back this once popular whiskey that sold out real quick. Did they succeed? Let's find out. It's the Mash and Drum. Welcome back to the Mash and Drum. I am Jason C. If it's your first time here, like, subscribe, tell your friends, do all the things. Really appreciate it, guys. Maryland rye whiskey historically was known to be full-bodied and a balanced rye whiskey, a little bit sweet, when compared to other styles of rye whiskey made way back when. Sagamore Spirit has been leading the charge successfully, I think, to put Maryland rye back on the map. Now, aside from their straight rye, cask strength, and their double oaked, their finished ryes have been standouts. A port, they did a cognac, they did a muscatel, they did a Manhattan cocktail finish rye, a rum, and others, including the sherry finish. So while this opens up, let's hear from today's sponsor, the mail order to your door high-end cocktail in a box. It is Shaker and Spoon. All right, you guys have heard me talk about Shaker and Spoon before, and for good reason. I love their subscription so much, and I've gotten a ton of feedback on how much folks love it as well, that I decided to make some more cocktails and show you just how great these boxes are and how much I appreciate them being a sponsor. Now, Shaker and Spoon is a subscription service that teaches you to make bar quality cocktails from recipes designed by award-winning mixologists. Shaker and Spoon builds these boxes around one singular spirit and tries to give you different styles of cocktail making. Included in the box, you get all these different recipe cards that guide you through mixing and garnishing each cocktail. They also have videos you can look up to help you along the way. Each box includes all the ingredients other than the alcohol for about 12 cocktails, 4 from each recipe. Everything you need: syrups, bitters, garnishes, infusions. They give you specialty syrups that are all house made, all created in small batches in Red Hook, Brooklyn. So this box happens to be centered around using Bottled & Bond apple brandy, which is a pretty popular spirit nowadays. Cocktail is called Pear Necessities. For this one, I already have my Bottled & Bond brandy in the shaker. I just need my supplied ingredients of vanilla pear shrub, ginger beer, and candied ginger. All right, let's make it. So I need 3/4 of an ounce of the vanilla pear shrub, which sounds delicious. Here we go. Ice, ice, baby. Now it says to add a splash of the supplied ginger beer and then strain it into my glass. Then it says to top some more ginger beer on top and add some candied ginger for garnish. They actually give you these little toothpicks and candied ginger. Absolutely love it. All right, let's try it. I definitely get the vanilla, I get the pear, the ginger, obviously you're gonna taste. And I can taste that apple brandy. Absolutely delicious cocktail. So let's recap quickly. Shaker and Spoon is a monthly cocktail subscription box that will deliver these craft cocktails to your door. So if you're interested, click that link below in the description or use code MASHANDDRUM at checkout for $20 off your first box. Again, click the link below in the description or use code MASHANDDRUM for $20 off your first box. Now go get some fun cocktails with Shaker and Spoon and enjoy. Cheers, guys. There's a long history of sherry finishes in the Scotch world, but very few have been done with rye whiskey, said Brian Tracy, Sagamore Spirit's co-founder and president of distillery operations. Sherry finish is part of the Sagamore Spirit Reserve Series, a collection of limited edition Maryland-style rye whiskeys that celebrate the legacy of Maryland distilling. For this year's release, Sagamore Spirit aged its 4-year-old straight rye whiskey for another 18 months in 132-gallon PX sherry barrels. For those of you that don't know, PX, or Pedro Jimenez sherry, is a sweet style of sherry from southern Spain, usually pretty dark, sticky, very syrupy. It's essentially a fortified wine produced from the Pedro Jimenez grape in Spain. PX tends to be sweeter than the well-known Oloroso sherry variety, but this is bottled at 106 proof, retails for about $80 and available now where Sagamore is available near you. Let's get into the nose here. Man, I love the nose on this whiskey. It's a little like fall in a glass. I'm getting like candied apple, but I'm also getting like the dark raisin that you get in PX. but I could still get the backbone of what Sagamore does, which is their, you know, that rye whiskey. A little bit of mintiness, a little bit of like that clove, a little bit of like that black pepper. All right, on the nose, it smells delicious. Really, it's just a nice balance. I'm really getting the sherry, but it's not overdone. And that's something I preach about all the time. I don't like when a finish overtakes the backbone of the whiskey. I like to be able to taste both. Sagamore's pretty good at kind of balancing it out. Some aren't, some are, but let's try it. Here we go. Wow, way more minty and rye forward than I thought it was gonna be. I really thought the sherry was just gonna kind of punch me in the mouth, but it doesn't. It just kind of delicately balances out. Holy crap, there's a lot of like rye spice going on. First pour of the day go, guys. First pour of the day. Can't go by that. All right, second sip. All right, there's the sherry. There she is. There's sherry. So, man, it's pretty intense, the rye spiciness of this. It's pretty cool. I like the fact that I could still get, like I said, the backbone of the Sagamore Spirit rye whiskey. It's a little sweet, it's a little spicy, it's minty, but man, underlying all that, the raisin, maybe a hint of like blackberry. The Sagamore Spirit stuff is already inherently, you know, I get, you know, because it's a sweeter rye. Generally, I get a good amount of sweet flavors on it, whether it be, you know, caramel or toffee or something like that. And I think that's there, but it's balancing out with those dark fruit flavors from the PX sherry. And this is just the first pour. I think this is gonna start opening up and more sherry flavors are gonna start to come out. But man, the raisin, like the candied pecan note, like it's like pecans with like covered in cinnamon. Yeah, it's opening up too on the nose. I should have probably let this sit out, but I was too excited to dive into this bottle. It's funny, like the more you sip this, you start getting more of a balance. The first sip to me was just all rye whiskey, the spice, the black peppercorn, the mint. But now, man, now that I'm like 3-4 sips in here, that PX is just balancing out perfectly. It's not overtaking it. It's not held back too much. I mean, I think for folks that love sherry finished whiskeys and they want that sherry to you know, kind of overtake the whiskey itself, that's not really what's happening here. I mean, some people get figs from like a roasted fig and honey from sherry, and I think that could come into play here eventually. But yeah, to me that is that's another absolute winner. I have to put this against, a lot of people have been talking about the New Riff, the barrel proof New Riff sherry finish rye, the malted rye. That has to go head to head with this, because this is an absolutely killer sherry finish rye. If you guys like sherry finished whiskeys, this is like, again, but it can't be to a point where you like sherry whiskeys where, I mean, the sherry just completely takes over. One last sip here. So up front, raisin, a little bit of like that cinnamon pecan note that I was getting. Maybe a hint of like that dark fruit, like that blackberry, but clove. Definitely the cinnamon and the caramel are there, but I still feel like it's really just like a quick hit on the mid palate, and then this just goes all rye, black peppercorn, mint, spice, and it's got a finish that kind of really goes on. God, in a year where I've been disappointed a lot, this one actually surprised me. I didn't expect it to be bad. I don't think I expected it to be that good. So there's something about finished ryes lately to me that have been doing better to my palate than finished bourbons. If you agree or disagree, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've had any really good finished ryes that are just completely blowing away finished bourbons lately. I've had Sagamores before that I thought the finish overtook it. This one, I think the sherry was just right on time. 18 months you figured would be a lot, but I think it just kind of balanced it out kind of perfectly here. Damn, I'm loving that one. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching this review of the new Sagamore Spirit Sherry Finished Rye. I think this is just gonna get better and better as it gets down the shoulder. Can't wait to see what it turns into. This is definitely gonna be in one of my top ryes this year. It's not even a question. Anyway, If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, find me on Instagram, find me on Twitter. Let me know down in the comments again if you've had what your favorite finished ryes have been, or if you have been liking finished ryes more than bourbons. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share with. Cheers. See you next time right here on the Mash and Drum. Take care, folks.